whoop, whoop. Hello, good evening. Whoop. Yeah, misclick there. Right, starting a little bit late, and that's because I had to make food after getting home from work. Oh. Okay, semi-finals is over. We are entering the last stretch, the last week. Only 9 more games until we crown the winners of the VPL. Man, it's gone by so quickly. It literally feels like last week I was worrying about, oh, do we have enough people? Do we have enough sign-ups? How are the captains going to handle all of this? Is it going to be too long? And yeah, it's been a rocky, bumpy ride, but I'm quite proud of what we've achieved. I definitely can't complain. Obviously there's improvements to make moving forward. There's things that we can do. But for now, let's just focus on this final week. Let's just focus on that home stretch. Right, so. There we go. So, semi-finals. We had Dinobozos versus the Spreadsheet Seekers, and Deck Sidekicks versus the Owl Coop. And here we can see, coming out on top was Dinobozos very narrowly edged it in over the Spreadsheet Seekers. I also want to shout out, this pattern of wins and losses is so fun. It's Dinobozos took the first win, then Spreadsheet Seekers rocketed ahead, nearly clinching it straight away, and then Dinobozos turned it all the way around. First win, okay, denied the instant win from Spreadsheet Seekers, and then bang, clinched it right down to the end. What a game. Deck Sidekicks versus the Owls, though, was a little bit more one-sided, unfortunately. Similar to Dinobozos versus Spreadsheet Seekers, they, Owl Coop pulls into the lead, Deck Sidekicks pulls it back, and then Owl Coop was just nope, we're winning this, bros. Sorry about that. Bang. We did have one game that was unfortunately not completed, so I'll just mark that real quick. Yeah, both players agreed to, they realized that they couldn't make their scheduling work, but at that point, Owl Coop had already comfortably won. So they were just don't worry about it, we're off. Each one of them was willing to scoop to the opponent. So, I will say, shout outs to Swag Messiah and Vincent, Gnarly Kitty. Those guys have both been super chill. They were both really, really chill about it. They were both willing to be I'm just gonna scoop, I'm just not gonna forfeit, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. And then, Brandon was it's fine, games, it doesn't impact the result, so you guys can just chill. It only really impacts your individual, player stats. And they were both no, don't worry about it. So we've just left it as a non-game. And, they were, talking about, oh, yeah, we live in, not close area, but, similar enough areas. We'll meet each other at some point. We'll sort it out. We'll play again at some point. Not a big deal. So, shout out to those guys, being really chill about it. But, yeah. So, as mentioned last time, we got a few major changes going to the semi-finals, which is that games will now be played best of 3. So, we're probably going to be sat here. The stream's probably going to be a bit longer than usual because we've got 3 times as much to watch. We might end up only watching 1, maybe 2 matches. Or we might not watch all 3 games in the match. But yeah, we have a lot of content to go through now that we're playing best of 3. So yeah, let's, before we jump into the matches, let's take a look at the finals, which is Dinobozos versus the Owl Coop. Now, I will remind you, if you guys want to go back and re-watch the week 0 or week 1 VOD, whichever stream it was, where I was introducing the captains, do remember how from pretty much frame 1, Ootman and Charlie were just it was on site for those guys. And part of me was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is like, you know, the silly, like, you know, rivalry, trash talking bullshit I wanted to see on this league. But yeah, no, it went intense, it went serious, and now they're facing in the finals. Like, who could have written this story? So, in the finals, we have Entaro versus Adrian Barber, Shinobu Kocho, also known as Kai, versus TSL Cobra, Kenzia versus Charlie. That's gonna be a hot one to watch. So I'm gonna highlight that with a border. The border will be in blue. Ooh, how do I make that a bit thicker? There we go. Relaxing Naps versus Zephyr Tail, which I think that might be interesting. I'll highlight that just for the sake of it, yeah. Ootman versus Stevie. Now, this one definitely we need to watch this, because for those of you who've been following the league, as I mentioned, Steve is a player from North England, very, very good Weiss player, maybe even the best Weiss player in the UK right now, if the EuroLeague ladder is to be believed. One of the best Weiss players in the UK by far. He joined this league having basically never played Vanguard before, and one of his teammates was like, I'll lend you Messiah, it's okay. Like, you know, it's a decent enough deck, you can learn the game. And Steve watched the entire Vanguard anime in preparation, and now he's playing Messiah in the finals against Ootman, who is also one of the all-time, you know, like, probably the only person in the world who might be more into Messiah than I am. I'm willing to admit that. So yeah. It's literally, in fact, you know what it is? It's not just Messiah Mirror, it's the fucking... Oh, it's that Jujutsu Kaisen, like, you know, the strongest of history versus the strongest of today meme. Legit. Holy shit. I can't wait to watch that one. You got Peter versus Bailey, Chicken Wings versus Shirataka, and VJ versus Ruiman. This one's gonna be quite cool as well. These guys are both solid players who've been almost carrying their team. Like, Ruiman is what, 5'4", yep. And VJ I think is 6'1" or 6'2", 6'1", yeah. So both have definitely been like clutching it up for their respective teams. And I think that's going to be a nice match to talk about as well. Now, the other thing we're doing for the finals is, for those of you who are in the Discord, there's a results channel where people can submit their results to the administration. We will not be doing that for the finals. All of the finals games will be played in private, recorded, and the results will be submitted in private. And then starting from next Sunday, so Sunday 25th, throughout the week until Sunday the 1st of September, I will be slowly uploading, like, you know, I won't be streaming. I'll be recording and uploading commentary of all 9 finals games. Probably, I'm going to go for one a day. I'm not going to do one a day. I'm almost certain of that. But I will try one a day with as many, hopefully as well, fingers crossed, 9 different guest commentators. And we will slowly release the results of the finals, you know, day by day until, what is it? So if I start from the 25th, 7, 8, 9... By Thursday, the 5th of September, that's when we will finally crown our VPL champions, give out prizes, you know, announce the winner of the Best Captain Award, etc., etc. And we'll have the one final wrap-up stream, probably Sunday the 8th? Probably? Unless I can do more than one a day, which I significantly doubt. But on the off chance I can get more than one video out a day, then we might be able to do it on the 1st. Who knows? I'm not putting any predictions on or any promises right now. We're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna play it by ear. But yeah, so you will not see these columns being updated until all the videos are up and we're going to stream the final, like, you know, prize giving closing ceremony. The column you will see updated is the third place playoff. Now, I did ask these teams that, you know, I asked all 4 teams going into Top Cut, on the off chance you don't make the finals, would you want to actually play for third place? And the overwhelming majority was yes. Hence, we're doing a third place playoff. So, TDS versus Spreadsheet Seekers, both of them unfortunately not quite making the finals, but still with really, really impressive performances, so definitely congratulations here. There is no prize for third place, so playing for this playoff is pretty much just honor and glory. And these players are tied, they want to go for it. So we have Tresef versus Find, Belfizer versus Ali, Xander versus Mines, Takuro versus American Football, Isley versus Demios, Philip versus Famous Living Dead, Berry versus Michael. I'm going to highlight this. So obviously these being highlighted means that, you know, we're showing all of them in the video, so like there's not going to be a stream highlight. But this one I would like to highlight this one on like Sunday the 1st. Sunday the 25th if possible, because yeah, again, 2 very, very good players. Same here with Roman Cardfight versus Wolfren, you know, 2 of Europe's absolute titans. And again, 2 more, like, holy shit. It's kind of crazy that between these 3 matches, the third place match might actually be more exciting than the finals. Like, we have arguably 4 of Europe's strongest players playing, like, and by the way, again, in the finals and third place playoffs, the matchups were randomized. I shoved the list of 9 players for each team into a randomizer, like jumbled them up, and I promise you no shenanigans occurred. Like, yeah, the fact that we have like 2 Messiah players going against each other, I guarantee you that was random. I promise that was random. But yeah, okay, you know what? I'm changing my mind. If I can get all 3 of these recordings, we will be streaming next Sunday. Because I definitely, at the very least, these 2. I 100% want to watch these 2. Like, you know, Roman and Anna were both, you know, this weekend at BSF France, where they both did very, very well. So shout outs to them. Congratulations to the boys. But yeah, these are some excellent games in the end of top 4. So a lot to look forward to. Alright, so that is what to look forward to in the coming week. Let's watch some games. Okay, is this set up? It is not. There we go. So, start off. The players themselves uploaded these directly, by the way. So I have no idea who is who. I need to do the fiddling, as always. Bear with me, folks. But why did I turn my music off? I was gonna mute their gameplay anyway. Okay, make that a little bit bigger. Are they both facing the right way? They both look like they're facing the right way. Very cool. Alright. I still don't know who this is. We're gonna have to see what decks they're playing and then look at the spreadsheet. Or go back like through the chat history. This is the problem with not having, like, being able to name the files. Let's see, they played on the 13th at around 5 PM. So I can look at results submission, I guess. The 13th was Tuesday, so Who played on the 13th? I think this is Mines versus Tripe. I think it'll be Zorga versus Leonorn if it is. So let's keep an eye out for that. It is okay, yeah, right. Cool. So Leonon gets to go first, which is exactly what it wants as well. Being able to instantly set themselves into unison dress. RPD discard for Zorga, very strong. Turn 1 Philander, also very strong. Dumps another Philander. Rushing Leonorn is, of course, the correct thing to do. You don't want to give that deck too much time to set up its pieces and grind you out. And because you know it's not Rorowa, they don't have the ability to, like, punish you with Counterblast. Yakuza versus American Football's game. I think I have the recording. We'll have to see which one it is. But yeah, I'm definitely going to highlight that. That's the 3-hour game, right? I might, like, double speed play that back. Okay, so Trike taking both damage there. Going up to 2. One plant becomes 2. We're going to make the column. Nope, we're going to keep it behind Vanguard. There's the broccoli. The best use of early counterblast. And yeah, we are going to fight right back, it seems. Going full board on turn 2. No point attacking the Philander, you just want to go face here. No trigger. There's the Vivach. Are we going to guard this as well? This is what, a 20k column? We are going to guard that. Ooh. Heavy guarding from Pete here. Rise to grade 2. Are we going to see Shadow Cloak? Are we going to see Overcoming? There's the Cloak. And Order Searcher, Kute. Kute's going to discard the order you just added back with the Hulk Dragon. So Kute is going to enable Overcoming, and Shadow Cloak is going to dump the Blitz. We'll then be able to Counterblast 1 to play Overcoming to add back the Blitz and one of the other 2 orders in the discard pile. The only slight concern here is whether or not, by making a full board like this, you open yourself up to damage denial, which means you won't be able to play Overcoming next turn or any of your strong orders that cost Counterblast. But again, Leonorn also at the same time is also going to be pressured into, or they're going to want to attack the Shadow Cloak. so that you aren't plussing all the time. So like two things are leading you to damage denial here, but then Leonor not being able to rush you back means that they won't be able to like pressure as easily. Defensive is huge. And the other column is 23, which does still hit. So the 18 will go up the side, and the 23 at Van. Will we see the 5k? It would make sense to, I think. Yep. So 2 promos hit the bin. Not ideal for Leonon there. It's another Vivach discarded. Are we gonna see a mask up? Ooh, just double Rosarium. Oh, maybe not. It is tough, because like you want to aggro, but you want to aggro in a way that like basically wins you the game. You're gonna activate Leonor first, counterblast 1, draw 1. You will end up committing the Rosarium. So yeah, gigantic Leonor at the Vanguard, which Pete will probably no guard because he wants some damage. And then maybe find a way to guard the sides. Pitching a crit! Ooh. I don't know if I like that. I mean, there's no reason not to no guard here. You're a 1, even if they like triple drive 3 crits, you're still not dead. You're in a bad position, but you're not dead. And no matter how big the side column gets, they're unlikely to be lethal as well. The third Vivash comes down. Third promo comes in as well. 1 damage comes in. No trigger. Second Kutir instead. So we're just going to restand the big columns. This one might be a take or it might be a guard. It's what? 18, 23, 28, I think. It's not impossible to guard. I think the Blitz gets him there, right? Because it's Blitz makes him 25. No, Blitz makes him 5k short. I mean, you're probably taking the one with the trigger on it because it's 10k bigger. Okay, so we will Blitz. Was the Blitz enough? Oh, right, because there's still the other order in the drop zone. Right. Wow, defensive OT. Could have saved the Blitz. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. But he's on low damage, which is good for Zorga. You can do a bit of committing, a bit of aggro, and still come out on top. 1 OT down. Leonor's OT is still up. Very important. Second Q-tier, third Q-tier actually, because of 1 in damage, comes down. Dumping Habitat? Nope. Which one is that? Is that the... That's not the Soul Blast one, look at top and mill, is it? What order is that? I don't recognize that one. The retire one? Oh, the grade 3? I guess it makes sense because he wants to kill Rosarium Fairy. Which I guess he'll play to Alchemagic with Overcoming. Yep. To add back the Blitz and something else. And then Shadow Cloak. Oh, Dragon first, yep. And then Shadow Cloak to bounce the other Kutir, I think. Curious that he didn't want to go for Habitat and try and farm PGs by going like Habitat PG Shadow Cloak. Energy Blast 7 to draw, and then Energy Blast 2 to reanimate. Okay. So no Shadow Cloak usage there. Instead, we're just going to make some boosters. Replace the Flander with Flanderer. So this is just the 18k Shadow Cloak. Leonorn doesn't have any intercepts though, so this is still a card. Still have to guard it somehow. Drop the draw, which is enough. And then Vanguard is... Yep, sack to kill. This is 21, 31, 36. It's not too huge, but you're on 3, so I think the no guard is risky. There's the crit. Power to RPD. There's a second crit. It's just that easy. 3 damage. Cat, Beast, draw. Oh. And no heal, so that's game 1. Alright. What's the hand? The heal. Ooh, let's have a look. 1 PG. Yeah. I think the no guarding on the Vanguard swing was a bit dangerous there, because it was definitely safer to plan to like take the RPD swing unless he got a crit. In which case 1 crit makes the RPD swing lethal. But then 1 crit also makes Vanguard livable. Yeah. I think that was just... It was a bit rough. Like, I wouldn't say that Zorga opened perfectly. Oops. But Zorga opened fairly well. And despite rushing back, like, Leonorn wasn't able to, like, generate the pieces it needed to fight back. Like, you know, there were no Luster Dragons, no other form of real card draw. Pitching a crit as well to activate the triple drive, like... You'd basically have to drive check a PG for that to be worth it, and I don't think that's what happened. So Leonor should get to decide to go first again here. Are we going to see a repeat of last game, though? That's Tearful Malice, it looks like. Whoop. There's Kutir. So probably going to see turn 1 Habitat or turn 1 Overcoming. No, there's no counter boss for Overcoming. So turn 1 Habitat. Yeah. What's he going to find? The only downside here is the Habitat putting itself back on the bottom of the deck, so you won't have access to use it again with the Husk Dragon. Finds Philander. It's not awful. Push both forward here and just go 888 is gonna... Going 888 on turn 1, I think has some serious, like, big dick energy to it. Because you know that 1 defensive shuts you down. But you might as well just go for it anyway, because in worst case scenario, you get like a bunch of free damage out, right? Oh wait, he has dragons, right. Alright, the dragons now make it so that he hits over defensive. This is brutal for Leonorn. Holy shit. 8 and then 23. Jesus Christ. The 3rd dragon? No defensive? Defensive comes in. Okay, so this is just 10k shield. But that's still... 10k is a lot on turn 1. Energy Cycler. 5k more. Counterblasting for Energy Cycler this early on is definitely not what you want to be doing as Leonor. Guards with a Luster Dragon as well. Which implies he might have a second one. Pitches another trigger to ride. So now that Zorga has 2 bodies on the board, and they're both RPDs, like, sure, the argument is that Zorga wants to have RPDs in the drop anyway, but given that your opponent just used Kuta on turn 1 to use Habitat, I think here, attacking the sides and damage denying is a pretty good idea here. Because then you deny the play of overcoming, which is huge. But nope, we're just going to go face. Diantha hits a Shadow Cloak. Damaging a Shadow Cloak is very, very good. Let's just now hope he doesn't either have a second Kutir or the overcoming already in hand. Nope, we're just going to start with Malice straight away. Okay. Just to give 10 to the Skull Dragons. I don't hate it. But 23s into 10s is now a trigger to guard. So the rush isn't as, like, the crazy aggro here is not as effective as it was last time, but it's still pretty solid. Although the Malice going into Soul rather than being in the drop is definitely not ideal. I think they're just explaining how that works. So yeah, 10, 23, 23. I think you take this one and then drop 2 triggers on the sides. That's if Tripe has triggers to drop. Given that, you know, he discarded 2 triggers for Ride Deck already, no defensive still really sucks. There's the trigger. Take that anyway, we don't have another trigger, unfortunately. Alright, 4-1. This is looking a lot like last game. Can Tripe pull up some plussings to make up for it? At least his hand isn't, like, clogged full of Vivaces this time. Well, never mind. There's the Vivach discard to ride. Me and my big mouth. Do you see at least Luster Dragon and Fairy? Do you even have a chance of clawing it back? There's Habitat. We did see a Luster Dragon being discarded for a Ride Deck earlier from Tripe. Alright, there's the Luster Dragon. Skipping the shuffling, just to save a bit of time. Activate Leonorn. There's the Rosarium. Okay, so we got all of our pieces. Hopefully not discarding a trigger this time. Diantha's okay. Big number with the triple drive. Again, Pete probably takes this. He's sitting at a pretty hefty damage lead. First check, Vivace. Second check, heal. Very good heal. Very good heal. Third check, draw. How to the Rosarium, not the Luster Dragon. Interesting. Is that a PG or a Luster? That was the Luster Dragon. Okay, so the Luster Dragon number 3. So if Zorga finds the retire order, he wants to be popping the Rosarium. Because we know there's a backup Luster in the hand. 1 damage comes in. Defensive crit. But now these columns are still huge, so... Probably takes a 3rd damage, I'm expecting. Just a turn on heals as well. Definitely no point attacking sides here. Oh, so we're going to guard that, actually. We're going to guard this as well, then? Yeah, okay, we're just going to see Zorga maintain the damage lead. So Zorga has no orders in its drop zone. What can it do? Discards a Persona Ride to ride. Energy Blast 7 to draw. Are we going to see a Zorga be unable to play the game? We need to find a way to Soul Blast out that Tearful Malice before we do anything else. Because you need to be able to bind the Tearful Malice, sack the RPDs, and then get them out again off of the effect of that. But that's gonna be real tough. Second Q-Tier would go a long way right about now. It would let us dump Overcoming, and then if we could Soul Blast the Malice, we could then Alchemagic the Overcoming with the Malice. But nope, instead we're just gonna hit the Habitat. And then maybe Energy Blast to bind the Habitat straight away, and then play a different order? The Malice being stuck in Soul is definitely a problem now. Yep, we're going to Energy Blast straight away. Just to get our RPDs in the drop zone. And then do we see Alchemagic here? Something with the Habitat? Yep, okay, there it is. So we had the retire order to kill the Rosarium. That's pretty good. Philander over Philander. Interesting, we're not going for Philander over Kutir. Like, being able to have the Kutir in the drop seems pretty useful as well, I think. But it doesn't really matter since I think now double RPD is going to come out. Shadow Cloak finally gets the Malice out of there. And there it is. Yeah, I think the big strength about Zorga going second is that you can just straight away have RPDs with crit, putting immense pressure on the Vanguard column. Is there 10 cards in drop? There is not. So this is only 25. No, 20. Only 23. The other column is 19... 24. So yeah, 23, 24. Both, it's 15k shield. Not the end of the world. But as you see in last turn, yeah, Tripe doesn't have that much of a hand. Not sure if he has that many 15k shields to give. There's also the risk of Zorga's Divine Skill happening straight away. Your opponent's only got a 5-card hand. These RPDs could be lethal. But nope, we're going to sack RPD to the order to kill, I believe, Rosarium Fairy. Since we've already seen quite a few Luster Dragons being gone through. Yep, there's the Rosarium Fairy. Then it's just 13. Not even that big. No, 18, I think, was the order. Definitely don't want to no guard here. You don't want to make that mistake twice. No guard! Don't double crit him again. Okay, there's Gutier. Shadow Cloak. Okay, it's a real game. No defensive, not ideal. And then 24k RPD, 15k shield. Do we have it? Uh-oh. It's looking like he doesn't have it. Oh! Brutal, having to overguard with the over trigger. Zorga's definitely happy to see that. Alright. Leonorn's turn. Ride Vivach, draw a card, and then mask up. Or this might be pure Vivach. We haven't seen any mask pieces so far. Energy Blast, draw. Second Luster Dragon. Looks like pure Vivach without mask. Vivach not being a Persona Ride is not great for the numbers on this turn. But we might be able to see some plussing to clawback with the double Luster Dragon. Defensive straight away. Same number. Which doesn't hit because of the defensive, I think. No, it should hit. It was 20, right? Did he guard? Wait, did he guard that? Oh, no, he's 23 with the defensive. Right. 20 is not enough. So yeah, draw Soul Blast 2, draw 2 from the Luster Dragons. Into crit. Good start. Although technically, I think... Wait. Was that a misplay there? Because... Oh no, it stands and then boosts right away from... Yeah, because Vivach is worded weirdly. Because of reasons. Right. And then, yep. And then plus 5k to the stood units. Vanguard goes in again with 1 drive. So this is 43 to 23, so that blocks it. Draw trigger is also great. Power to the second Luster Dragon. So now we're dealing with what? 20, which is not enough to hit. So 20 into the RPD, it seems. And then 30 into Van. Yeah, so again, the lack of Persona Ride on the Vatch turn definitely has hindered this turn, especially with the defensive coming in from Zorga as well. Definitely brutal. 25 with Vanguard boost. Didn't I count that? Because it's 15k on its own. The Vatch gives it an extra 5k, so it only becomes 20, right? Because you didn't stand this plant. You didn't stand this plant token. Where did the extra 5k come from? Or does Luster get its own 5k? Luster gets its own 5k, right? That's what I missed out on. Okay. Alright, we'll see if Zorg has the Persona right here. Given that he did just discard one to ride. There's also no cup order in rotation. There's the overcoming. Only one RPD can come out though. No, he has 3 RPDs in circulation. Actually, yeah, both RPDs come out. So we'll add back the grade 3 order. And then resolve habitat. He's got the soul for Divine Skill as well, but Divine Skill without Persona Ride is probably a bit brutal here. Finds Philander. He's just figuring out what's happening. He's just like, I'm not calling over the Shadow Cloak, I'm just putting it here for now. Oh, he is calling over the Shadow Cloak, okay. But Shadow Cloak will still resolve to bounce the other Philander. RPDs come out. Second Philander comes down. Mills the last RPD. Surprised he didn't call this Philander over the middle Philander, so that he can then reanimate 2 Philanders behind the Skull Dragons and make them crazy lethal. Oh, nope, that is what he's doing. He saw the line! He saw the line! And then, yeah, Energy Blast 2. Out come 2 gigantic Philanders. So even without Persona Ride, given that Leonon's on 4 damage, we might still see the Divine Skill come down just to throw in this massive 2 crit lethal column. I think if Pete wants to be like, guarantee the lethal, after this RPD at Vanguard, I think there's an argument to going Zorga at Rearguard, just to deny an intercept as well, just take another 5k shield off the board. Because otherwise, like, Tripe can do this really greedy thing where he no-guards the Vanguard swing and just prays for no crits. Because quite a few of them have come out of the deck already, so like, you could theoretically, you know, no-guard the two drive Vanguard, hit a defensive, and then turn off the RPDs. But no, we're going to take the first one. Crit. Second one. Draw. No heal. So unfortunate. Would Pete have drove check trick? That's the important question, right? Are we going to show him? Are we going to show him? Okay, no, so the crit was coming down, so it didn't matter in the end. But yeah, that was really, really rough there from Tripe. Really unfortunately. It's a difficult matchup to begin with, because Zorg just like grinds you out really hard and like can rush you really effectively, which Leonon is quite weak against. And then yeah, game 2 we just saw like the crazy like double Skull Dragon high roll. Super brutal. But yeah, really well played from the both of them. Really, really tight games. Alright, what else have we got? Who is this? Google Drive ever wants to load? This 1.5 hour game. How long is this one? This is also 1.5 hours. Oh, I don't actually have Yakuza versus American football. I don't think I ever got that VOD. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. No, it's gonna be unlisted, so I can't even. I need Yakuza to send me the link. So yeah. Until I get that video, we're not watching the 3-hour deciding game. So let's watch this instead, whoever it is. It's on the 14th. Which was a Wednesday. This doesn't want to load. Why does this not want to load? Here we go. I think this is Peter. I kind of recognize his room. Who is Peter playing against? It looks like Anna. Jump forward a bit there. No, it's an Ava. It looks like the Zorga starter, so this must be Wolfram then, I think. The only other person I can think of that plays... That's the only Zorga into Ava matchup on that day, so yeah. So I think this is actually Zorga, not Peter. So yeah, Wolfram versus Anna, a big EU showdown. Sorry, what do you add off the order there? We're too busy talking. So adds Radabilio, dumps Immigra. Does he dump 2 or does he dump an order? Dumps Forbidol. Turn 1 Philander, not rushing Ava. Philander dumps Cow. Oh, we are going to see the rush. Damages the Combine Rusher. Guards the Vanguard. Let me try and zoom into Wolfram's game a bit there, because I can hardly see what the cards he's checking are. I have no idea what he just drove check. It doesn't help that like his quality is also exploding every few seconds. I do like the fact that Ava has to shuffle twice every single turn for the first 2 turns. Makes it quite hard to play within time limit. Good thing VPL has no time limit. Sees PG, dumps Immigra, and then Energy Blast 3 to reanimate Immigra. That's pretty strong, you can't deny. That is definitely a good play. Let's just keep skipping all of this shuffling. So, Energy Blast 3 for the Immigra, who's a 10k body. We're going to see another thing come down to rush back. Nope, which is going in. Okay. So, defensive might turn this turn off. Defensive OT, there it is. 100 mil to the Philander. He wants the second he wants the damage though. Just so he can play Overcoming. Anna's gonna give it to him. Blitz goes into the damage, and that's huge. Losing the Blitz is crazy. Especially in this like long, grindy matchup. Like, being able to recur the 25-30k shield reliably It's part of what makes Zorga so strong, and now turning that off means that Zorga now needs to rely on its raw plussing and hand advantage to be able to guard attacks. Also, I'm wrong. This isn't against Anna. Wolfman's playing against Zeph. So, yeah, that was me. I got the matchup wrong. But so this is Zeph playing Ava, not Anna. There's the Kutir. What is that? I think that's an RPD he's dumping. It's not super clear from here. And then plays the Overcoming to add back the Forbidol and whatever the other order was. What was that other order? I can't tell what it is. The angle's weird and the image is a bit small. We'll see it eventually. RPD comes out and then 10 to Van. Philander can still hit into the Immigra, which is pretty solid. So I think maybe in Zeph's position, it might be better to put the Immigra behind the Vanguard, just to guarantee you have, just so you didn't waste your Energy Blast 3 to not cross ride, and so that your opponent would have taken the 10k, the 18k Vanguard column, and you would have damage knight them because they hit the defensive overtrigger. Like, it's hindsight, but I definitely think Ava giving one column into Zorga was better here. So Philander will shoot down the Immigra, and now this is a huge RPD, which we'll take. Losing a pip, which is not great, but not awful. Pitching a second pip. There's Blue Lab. We didn't need to use Ava's Counterblast 1 first. Do we find the Obscure? Skip ahead of it while he thinks. Find the grade 2 Obscure. Not ideal. It's not as good as the crit one, but it'll do. It is 10k shield for free. Can't be upset about that. I think we are seeing here, like, definitely one of the strengths of Zorga, which is the fact that if it opens just a little bit well, it can rush you really aggressively and, like, put you at a massive disadvantage in terms of damage in the early game. And then while you're fighting to, like, re-get, claw back, tempo, by that point, they'll have set up, they'll just start, like, pressuring you with the RPDs non-stop. There's the Immigra. There's the pip. There's the lab. A lot of shuffling to fast forward through here. Radabilio. There's the crit Obscurad. Does that imply that he's going to call over one of his Obscurads then and just waste 10k shield? That can't be ideal, right? 5k goes to the Van, which I don't hate, but I don't like. Your opponent's on grade 2, so being an 18k versus 13k doesn't change that much with the face of double twin drive. So I feel like 5k to the grade 3 Obscure was probably better. Yeah, he's just going to let the front row go, because he definitely wants the RPD in the drop zone. Philander being dropped into another nice EB2 reanimate target there. Probably takes the Vanguard as well, right? Like, take the 1 damage, and then guard, like, probably take the other 1 damage and hope he doesn't drive check 2 crits and then guard the Obscurad. I I think we guarded. Yep, we are actually guarding that. There's the crit Obscurad. What's the draw? Oh, we're getting drive checks. Hit. Crit. Okay, so now both Obscurads are 1 crit. And we're going to give power to the one with the Radabilio. Oh no, crit to the one... Crit to one that already has a crit. Okay. Now I was going to say, yeah, crit to the one that doesn't already have a crit on it. It seems like a smarter idea. Probably takes this one, yep. Goes up to 4. Loses the damage lead, but that's fine. And then this is a fairly big one. This is what, 23, 31, 41? So yeah, we will drop the PG there. Ava showing that it can respond just as aggressively. Did he not ride? Shadow Cloak, Dump Mask. Which, interesting, the choosing not to ride is definitely... Okay, Philandra over the Coutier, dumping what looks like to be another RPD. Did we just forget to... Are we... Is there some... Okay, yeah, he discarded, he just actually forgot to actually ride, sure. Yeah, I think we're letting it go, like... I'm not sure how you forget to ride, of all things. Like, forgetting to stride, I can kind of get, but forgetting to ride is a pretty... That's a... He was definitely lost in the sauce for a moment. So we're gonna order straight away. Alchemagic first. Oh no, bind first to reanimate. And then we're gonna Forbidol Alchemagic. Soul Lost 1. Bounce the PG. Out comes RPD. Always start with the RPD first. Make them think you might be able to Divine Skill. Intercepting Guard. This one's probably... Ooh, Divine Skill straight away! Yeah. Really is committing to it, huh? It's just 13 as well. Surely you 2 to pass this. Surely you be greedy and 2 to pass this. Intercept. Yep, that's the 2 to pass. Crit. Oh no. Oh no, not again. Alter RPD. Yep, to make it lethal. Doesn't break the 2 to pass. Good to see. Here's the Divine Skill. Does he have the PG? Or an OT guard? There's the PG. Takes the 1 damage from the Shadow Cloak, goes to 4. Instant Divine Skill from Zoga. That's... You don't see that very often. I think that tells you a lot about how bad he thinks the Ava's hand is. Is that just a natural ride up? Yep, okay, we're just gonna manually ride from hand. Losing out on the Counterblast 1 top X from Ava there. Not ideal. Oh, it's because he had to discard the order for the PG, so he now needs such a new research. That's what it was. Immigrass come out. No Immigrass. Okay. Oh no, we're resolving Lab first. So out comes the Obscurad with a crit, and then there's the Immigrass. I like behind Van a lot. Second Radabilio, I like that even more. Plus 5k to the Obskidad. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. I don't know about Secondal. I think putting a PG away is better. Because there are worlds where you might, like, greedily recycle that Secondal. Whereas you're never recycling a PG because you can't. We've got enough soul. And yeah, no, not 4 attacks, just 3 attacks there. I was calling the Obskidad off the Ava. Probably a 2 to pass here from Wolfram. Crit. Oh, that looked like a no guard, so this might be Ava's game 1. 2 damage. Does not heal. Alright. So Zeph on Ava takes game 1. I guess, like, Wolfram's hand must have been really, really dire, which is why he went for the Divine Skill straight away on turn 3. But now Zorga gets to go first, which is exactly what it wants to be doing. Finds an Immigra, dumps an Immigra. Hang on a minute, wait, did he... Okay, no, he discarded Immigra to ride, okay. I was about to say, that makes a lot more sense. Otherwise, how does that one come out? Again with the 888 rush, not afraid of defensives. Come on, Zoma defensive. There's the defensive! OT? OT? Maybe? One to break, crit breaks it, holy moly. RPD goes into damage, PG goes into damage. Suddenly, Wolfram is now playing from behind. Not so great when the shoe's on the other foot. There's the Philanderer to dump PG, interestingly enough. Shadow Cloak drops Forbidol. We're going 8 to Van. Defensive, brutal. You show me defensive, I'll show you defensive right back. 1 to pass. Does not... Oh, that's a crit. That breaks it. Alright, yeah. Second defensive. Wow. A lot of triggers so far. Front, crazy. What a good player. Pass turn. Shadow Cloak doesn't do anything. Wow, we've just seen what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triggers in the span of 1 turn cycle. Jesus Christ. Searching for Blue Lab with the Grade 2 Ava, right? Because we've already got double Immigra set up with the Monster Research. That's not the end of the world. Of course, being able to search the second Monster Research means that getting to the Magic 3 orders is going to be a little bit difficult. Oh, never mind. He had the second monster in hand already. What a skilled player. Finds the Radabilio. No Combine Rusher, but we're just going to commit the Radabilio as a body. And go for it. Can always swing into the Philander with the Immigra as well. OT pass. There's the front. Wow. Keep seeing loads of triggers in this turn cycle. So 18k Immigra does now hit the van. What can we do about it? Is that 5k intercept it looked like? Philander and Shadow Cloak. Wait. Did he take that? What did he guard with here? Okay, guard with a trigger for this column, and then guard and intercept for that column. Right. So there's the Nadir. We're going to Energy Blast 2 to start things off. Shadow Cloak and Cow. And then we're going to play Order, which reanimates something. Reanimate PG. Add back with the Overcoming effect. RPD comes out, Soul Blast 1 to bounce the PG as needed. And then we'll just go Vanguard first. So no more threatening Divine skill here. 2 to pass, doesn't break. And then guard this. 15, 23, 28. Not the scariest number in the world, but it's still 20k shield. Commits Heavy Guard, and then takes the Shadow Cloak swing, probably. For 1 damage. PG goes away, so that's 2 PGs we've seen now. And then end of turn, things die. Alright. Let's see Ava do Ava things. I've also just realized this is upside down. My apologies. Now looks better. There's the blue lab. Does it find an Obscudate? It does! So there's the crit straight away. Activate Ava. And then shove Immigrant into Soul, the one that doesn't make numbers. Fortunately, no Combine. Never mind, we just have a Combine Rusher in hand. Okay. This is the ideal setup for Ava. Soul Blast 1. 5k to the Combine Rusher here, I think. Because you want to be asking for 15k shield with the Combine Rusher unboosted. 5k to Obscure doesn't really do much since he already has the booster from the Immigra. Which means you have to boost with the Radabilio here. Otherwise, it's just a 20k Combine, which is much easier to deal with. We're just going to take the damage, though. It's definitely good for Zeph. There's the Obscudate. Zorga definitely can't risk no guarding an Ava. Not with how much that deck compresses. So you definitely need to at least 2 to pass and then guard both the Obscudates here. Oh, no, it looks like we no guarded. Whoa, the drive checks. Blank. No crit. No crit, okay. Wolfram takes 1 damage and lives the fight another turn. Second PG goes into damage. Can he guard these big Obscudates? This is what? 23, 28. 28 plus 8 is 36. That's 38k shield. This is 23, 28, 36. 36 plus 10 is 46. Which we PG. Okay, so that's all 3 PGs out of Wolfram's deck. Not in the hand either. I think Wolfram definitely needs to push for lethal this turn, because there's no way he's surviving. Persona Ride activates. I think we start off with Alchemagic, because there's definitely enough RPDs in this drop zone. We're going to call over an RPD with a trigger. And then there's the Forbidol, Alchemagic with Overcoming. He's going to do it like that. And then RPD comes out. No Shadow Cloak to bounce the Persona Ride is unfortunate. And then we're going to Energy Blast 2 to make Cow and Philander. Make the Dragon Tree marker. Not that it does anything because there's no mask yet. So 20, 30, 38, 48, 63 with a crit. That's a pretty strong first number. Definitely needs a PG for this, I think. Or an OT. OT plus intercept. Or just heal out of it. You can almost bet that the Divine Skill's coming up as well. What are you going to see? It's getting numbers, so yeah. It's quite large. Sanctitude comes down, okay. Ditching the lab. Divine Skill's end of battle. Is it? Either way, the Vanguard column is the smallest one. Oh no, Vanguard skills on Divine's on attack. Okay. This is 23. Oh. No crits, so we'll just take it. Defensive is good, so this is still guard. This is a little bit more easy to guard, but still hard. Can he get there? Do we have a PG? Do we have 40k shield? No. 50k shield? It doesn't see. What? Double intercepts, that's 43. Needs a little bit more, right? 43. There's the trigger. 58. I think he needs 15k more? Because this is... Hang on. This is 20. 30. 38. 48. 53. 63. Yeah, I think he needs... Oh, there's the 10k more. Alright. Can he guard this last thing for 1 damage, or can he heal out of it? Nope, the PG goes down. Okay, Wolfrun scoops it back in game 2. And then there's another 40 minutes for game 3. I don't know if we have enough time to watch all of that. Let's take a beat. I want to watch Philip's game. I said I would. Apparently he streamed it, so... Here we go, VPL, semi-finals. Enjoy your ad revenue, Philip. Oh, let me switch to this screen because it will look better this way.
Been there, done that. See, I'm using my, an iPhone right now as a camera.
Just wait for them to set up. Alright.
Holy shit.
So
Okay,
this was Philip versus BB Exceed. Alright. We made it, chat, with watching other people's content on Twitch. I've become a real streamer now. Watching someone else's content. Mygo versus Welstra.
Start with discarding Soil to Ride, grab Energy, and then search for grade 1 order. I'm gonna play the order and go back in.
Yep.
So just play Sakiko.
Into Soul.
Pitches I got in turn 1.
2, 3.
Because he knows going second, he can search for Lubetzel with the grade 2 ride up.
soul and draw. Oh, sorry, you charge 3.
Does he have another grade 1 order? Philip there very cleverly passing because he doesn't want to give him counterblast for turn 1 Anon.
And then I will play grade 2 order.
Sounds good.
But we will have grade 2 order for the rush instead.
Swing on attack gets +5, so this is 15.
No guard.
Takes no defensive.
Right. Vanguard will attack. Order skill, stand my rear. This is 10.
No guard.
No guarding another one.
Grade 2 order.
Another grade 2 order.
Kitty.
Still no defensive.
Swing 8.
5k guard.
Guards what he can.
And then swing on attack +5.
20. Does he have a trigger for this?
23.
He does.
Alright. Order goes away. Grade 2 binds. That is your go.
Stand and draw. Of course, it was the next card. But
A little bit of rush, but you know, we're okay with that.
energy. We'll ditch to ride. On ride skill, Soul Blast 1. Search.
Even though he's damaged one cat, I think Philip plays a second, so not soul blasting the ride line here might bite him if the cat ever comes up. The second cat, that is.
Gun back.
Searches for the second dog though, which I'm not sure about. I guess it's because he already has the Lubetzel in his hand, and then the dog just becomes an extra soul.
Draw a card.
Yeah, so there's the Lubetzel.
And call grade 2. We're gonna go 10 to rear guard.
So that he can't set up the bind.
Sure.
I don't hate it.
And then attack the Vanguard skill. Energy Blast 3, operate this, so draw a card. Her skill, Soul Blast 2. Draw a card. So
There's
10
the
to
ride line being soul blasted.
Draw a check. Crit. All effects.
Oh, okay. Evening out the damage.
First, crit power. Second check.
2 runners out of the deck. It's worth keeping track of. It's got the music.
Grade 2 order. Ride. Charge 3. Grade 2 skill. Check top 7. 4. 5, 6, 7. Add 1 Mygo. Add Anon.
Yep.
Got the counterblast for it as well. Probably wants the counterblast one deck search first.
Can I ask card to names?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Thank you. So 1, 2, 3. CB1.
Oh, we're gonna Anon first. So he doesn't have all the pieces.
5.
You can Soul Blast one to add it to find Rana.
Hockey.
Hockey off the top 5. So was that the one he was missing?
Vanguard skill and go back in.
Or was he missing a Soyo?
I get it.
If he grabs the grade 3 then we know he has the Soyo in his hand.
Grade 2 order.
Okay, so he's missing the Soyo.
2. Then battle phase. So.
Alright, that's it, he
On
says.
attack +5, so 15.
Still magic numbers.
No guard.
No defensive.
Vanguard swing 13. Stand my rear with order.
2 to pass.
Yeah. First
I like it.
heal.
Ooh!
I don't heal.
Heals turn denied. Very smart.
Thinking. Power Anon.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Oh, second check. Heal.
Wow!
Not healing.
Power.
Brutal.
I will swing 28.
No guard.
Defensive.
Heal. I do heal.
Oh! Oh!
I will bind end of battle to draw 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will swing 30. That's go up. Where's my 2? There we go.
15k shield.
As well.
Oh! Another defensive.
This will bind end of turn. This will disappear, and that is your go.
Stand and draw. Okay, so that's gonna happen. That's gonna.
We
happen.
just came in on the most incredible turn for you. Deny the double heal.
Skill.
Heal a heal yourself.
That's a dog.
Crazy.
Search. Adding maximum and a laser to hand.
You got so much canvas to play with, so we can go Divine Skill, set 2, operate Lubetzel, find a Fry Height, search Persona, set a second Fry Shirts, 5 attacks, all in, let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Cool. So both of these go to hand, and then dog activates, goes to soul.
2 soul for the Fry Height as well, which is perfect.
Then we're gonna counterblast 1, activate divine skill, choose the orders out of the hand, put them into the order zone, operate Lubetzel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Second Vegina's cool as well.
Call Bobomane, shuffle the rest.
And the question is, do you have an instant operate before anything else that you can shoot down that tacky in the back row?
Meep.
Like, here's where Troller would have been really good, right? Because Troller would have been 15, counterblast 1, activate Freischütz, kill the thing, -5,
2, 3.
and then, like,
3.
you have the counterblast for it.
Gain 3 energy, draw a card.
You then the Freischütz, Fry
Right
Height,
now.
Soul Blast 2, counterblast 1, bounce the Troller,
Then
Vanguard, Energy Blast 2, counterblast 1, bounce the Fry Height, and still get your 5 attacks.
Draw a card, soul charger card.
Plays Lubetzel from hand.
Fry height, ditch, counterblast, search. We
Whereas
are
instead, you're going to have to attack
going
with the
for
Bergina first,
Persona Ride.
boosted with the Bobomine, which then he can then use Taki's 10k intercept on. Discarded the Bergina, so you don't even have the on-play counterblast one, activate Freischütz, kill the Taki either.
That.
Unless you drop a second Fry Height. Because, yeah, first one search Persona, right? And there's no second Freischütz, so... Can we reach for the 5th attack? You have the counterblast for it, because you have the Bobomine. The question is whether or not you want to call over the Bergina. Oh, I think it's worth going for, if you ask me. Like, you got 3 soul plus the Bobomine. You have exactly enough soul to do double Fry Height. Let's fast forward your thinking.
We're gonna separate maximum, retire grade 1 and neck 5.
Nope, he's not going for it. Okay. He'll just Fry Height first.
So 10 to Vanguard.
I'll take this. Crit power.
Defensive. Puts him on 8.
We're gonna go 18 to 18.
Oh, yeah, 18 with the defensive, right.
All guard of heal.
Interesting.
Gonna go to
Over
soul.
guards instead of taking... I would have just taken the second one,
Gonna attack
honestly.
Scare, operate maximum again. My neck 5 your Vanguard, so you're back to normal. For 2 energy, I gain 10k. And then counterblast 1.
Bounce the
Bounce
Fry
it,
Height.
back to hand,
Okay,
make
Vegina.
maximum unit.
Only 4 attacks.
So 23 to 13.
How much is maximum?
23.
So they're both 23s. This would have been the easier one to guard.
Oh, and Soul Blast 2. Draw a card from Virginia's, because she saw an operate.
Guard of OT OD pass.
Alright,
Ooh.
First check, front trigger. Second check, crit trigger, all effects to maximum.
Yeesh.
So 43 double critical.
43 to 13. 25k shield,
Discard heal.
Cool.
which is
Card to hand.
PG. I mean, this is an accelerated game state, so it's not the end of the world. Like, you have pressured your opponent pretty hard. He didn't 5 attack you.
4, 5, 6, 7.
No Schwarzer Ein, so not that much drawing either. The only real plussing was the Soul Blast off the Bergina.
Draw. He charged 3.
What can we find here? think the Counterblast one has to be spent on Vanguard Search for grade 3 music, which means no Counterblast on for Anon, which is kind of brutal. Which is why I would have considered taking the Vanguard one. Sure, it would have been crit 2 with the crit in the end, but you would have been 4 to 4, and you'd be able to heal down to 3 instead of, you know, being even. Okay, Counterblast 1 for Anon tells me that he definitely already has the grade 3 music in hand. In that case. So we just need to see the last tacky come down off of from hand. There it is. Yeah, from hand.
And then battle. This is 28 Vanguard.
I'll go 33.
Swing 28, skill plus 5, so this is 33.
No guard. Heal
That.
trigger power to Vanguard. and
Ooh,
heal.
good defensive. Heal active as well.
Vanguard swing 28.
We will 28, 38, 48. We'll perfect guard that.
No messing around.
Above me, no.
Not the Bowmean. Definitely not the Bowmean. Probably the Pagina, right? Because there's no way he swings at the fry height.
Guard of Knights. So perfect guard.
Ooh. I feel like you need the soul, don't you?
First check. Triple trigger. I'll give all effects to Rana. Second check. Perfect guard.
Sounds good.
Skill of order. I'll discard an Anon. Stand on my rears.
And they
I'll
get
get
5.
each. This is 20. This all gets 10. So this is going to be 18, 28, 38, 48.
With
Blast,
the battle door.
Battle door. Crit 2. 1 drive.
48 gets to 58, right?
No, what's 1 drive?
18, 28,
Oh yeah, 58 with 1 drive, yeah.
38. It should just be 48.
Yeah. If you hit a trigger, it gets to 58 was my question.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
63.
no, wait, let me just make sure I'm doing my math right.
Yeah, it's 48 right now. Trigger makes it 58.
Oh, you're right. It is 58. That's my apologies.
So is it 58 or is it not 58?
No, wait. So 18 base gets 10k from its effect, so 28. Persona Ride is 38. The
Music
order
makes it
gives
48.
another 10, 48, trigger 58. I just can't count.
Okay, so it is 58. And I have to guard with 2 more from hand
Yeah.
if I want to.
It's 3 cards either way, because you either PG, discard guard, or front card. So, because you need to make 30k shield. No, you need to
Can you
make.
go to rear guard?
You need 35k shield to make it 1 pass.
38 of. Okay, wait. 18? Yeah, this one's just 38.
That one's guardable. That's also only 1 damage. You just have to expect no crit.
And this one currently does have a drive in crit 2.
It's 23. Front and crit makes you 1 pass. So no matter, so you're like double front. You need double front basically to like to guarantee a no pass.
Cards in hand?
4.
So considering you need to drop 3 cards and I'm not going to drop the PG, there's an argument to no guarding this, because if he hits a crit to goes to the Anon and you're screwed anyway. If he doesn't hit a crit, you take the 1, go to 5, and then you just guard the Anon as easily as you can. Battle Door does doing a lot of work here. You can't just PG it like you would expect to normally. It basically has to be double front. If it's not double front, it's not worth guarding. How far does he reach? If this were an actual game, I would have, as a judge, I would have asked him to hurry up, by the way. Like, it's been like, what? I fast-forwarded 3 or 4 times. It's been like,
Here.
at least 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I was lagging a bit.
It's
My apologies.
it's a very important decision. I gotta be very careful what I do here.
It is. It is. I just feel like...
Don't worry, take your time. I was just making sure.
I don't want to, like, rag on Philip, but let's count exactly how long it's been. So, Archery confirms the number.
4. Currently.
counts triggers. So
And
18.
okay, so at the moment of final numbers.
Yeah, this one's just 38.
So 27:39 is the timestamp. And you write that down.
And this one currently does have a drive in crit 2.
Okay, I'll make it 48. So the final number of the attacking unit.
cards in hand.
Ask for cards in hand. We've reached 1 minute thinking time.
Lagging a bit. Did not disconnect.
We have now reached 2 minutes thinking time.
Drive check.
There's one more. We'll go with a gamble. We'll perfect guard.
Okay. So, started thinking at 27:48, finished thinking at 30 minutes 27. That is, by my count, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And like, again, yes, this is an important decision. I'm not denying that. I would have given you a little bit of time to think about it, but I think 2 minutes is a little bit long. Again, I think given the importance of the decision, my usual metric for telling someone's hurry up would have been 30 seconds. Here, I probably would have been willing to give you just over a minute. But yeah, I think probably a minute and a half, absolutely pushing it. But I think 2 minutes is definitely taking a bit much. Obviously, again, it's not the disaster because this is the game is untimed. So
Check is Soyo.
I'm not fully blaming you, but it's just worth being aware of.
I can see it.
Lagging behind a little bit on mine.
I can see everything just fine.
And again, that's what I mean. You drip. So obviously hindsight 50-50, but you dropped 3 cards just so that you didn't lose to a crit straight away. I think if in that minute and a half you came to the conclusion that okay, if he hits a crit, the anon column becomes 48. I can PG that column anyway, even if I guard this one. If I don't guard it, I go to 6, I have to heal out and survive, or I lose. I think if you had spent any point in those 2 minutes asking for a trigger count, you might have been able to realize that he's probably 5 or 6 triggers out of the deck. So he's only got 10 maybe, and a 30-odd card deck. Which was, I think, a safe, no guard. The chance of him critting you for lethal there, I think, was really, really low.
Alright, I just wanted to double check. Swing 38 with Anon.
No guard. Kitty.
End of battle. Bind, I'll draw one. This will bind end of turn. This will also bind end of turn. This dice goes away. This order goes away.
Cards in hand 6, right? Got a gamble. Great deck. Persona ride. Draw. Gain 3 energy. We will play an order for turn. Gain 3 energy, draw a card.
Second lace is always good.
I don't have much of a better situation right now than just to do this, yeah. It's funny, but it works.
So here's the thing, right? Again, if you had just taken that Rana swing, you would have had either an extra Freiheit in hand or an extra, what's her name, Bergina in hand. And having that, either of the extra 2 pieces would have been a way better beat stick than this Welstra.
Attack of Vanguard.
Because if nothing else, you'd had enough soul. I think you have 3 soul at the start of this turn, plus the Bowlmean. So you'd be able to soul blast for both Freiheits, or you counterblast one Bergina, and then main phase, operate the Lubetzol or something.
Energy Blast 2. Operate the big laser. Retire your rear guard. Next 10 your Vanguard, and then take a damage, please.
Alright, I'll take that.
No defensive.
Persona.
So this is 33 to 3.
You probably PGs this?
It is Vanguard swing.
Yep.
I will PG, discard a crit.
Sounds good. First check is a Freiheit. Second check is a crit. We're going to go all
Crit is
attacks
strong.
extra.
I don't know about all effects. Crit to well stress, fine. I think power should have gone to the fry height.
So he's going to swing for 33, 41 double critical.
Because this is now going to be 41 into 3. And then fry height is going to be 20 into -2. Whereas if you instead have gone 31 into 3, and then 30 into -2, then, like, you see, like, the numbers are the same, the shield value is the same, but you're scaling up. That way, if he no-guards this, and defensive heals out of it, that defensive then no longer makes the fry height irrelevant. Like, you're continuing to, like, even though he might hit heal out of this one, assuming he no-guards, the fry height still would have been putting more pressure on anyway. And, like, 31 into 3 is still hard enough to guard, so I think it makes no difference there. If he had a crit run over, no, because you could heal out of it as well. I think that's the thing as well, like, the chance of him critting you is low, but it's about the same as him healing, so...
Use Elementari at discard a crit.
Okay. Bowman's going to go to Soul. Attack with 5.
Extra power makes us no god?
2.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Operate maximum. Make 5. Bounces to hand. Counterblast 1. Make maximum a unit. So this is going to be 20 to -2.
But the thing is, like, it being having a crit on it is already, like, taking it out of no god territory. So the moment you put the crit on the Wellstra, you're expecting them to guard that, because no one wants to bank on the heal, other than me. So, like, forcing the fry height through, I think, is just way more important, because you're always going to end with the maximum off that Wellstra anyway.
And then 30.
No defensive. And then he just has to take save, I think. Unless he has...
I have 1 card in hand.
Does have the PG.
Alright, Paz a turn.
Is it Persona Ride? I don't think so, because he damaged it. Yep, no ride. Soul Blast 1.
Vanguard skill, Soul Blast. Pull 2 from Bind Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Pull Anon and Rana.
And then counter boss 1 for Anon.
Anon skill, counter boss 1.
I think we're definitely out of Takis. He's made a Taki every turn, and it's been retired every turn.
Grab Persona, just to...
So I don't think... Yeah, grade 3 music is definitely out of the question.
For Vanguard skill.
There's gonna have to be the grade 2 music, I think, here. Calls the Persona Ride just for deck thinning, which is, not awful. Just not great.
You have 5 cards in hand, or 6?
6.
Three of which are known. Being Wellstra, crit, and whatever he drove check the turn before.
1, 2, 3.
1, 3, 2. Cards in hand is 2.
2.
Okay.
So unlikely either of them are a booster. Oh, he does have the Sawyer. Okay.
Skill giving 5k to Anon.
Yep.
Interesting he doesn't put Sawyer behind the Rana then.
And then battle phase. Swing.
Because restanding the Rana Sawyer column would have been really good here.
Is that the right option to get 5k? Give me 1 second.
I think if you're not going to boost the Rana, you give it the 5k just so that it hits. Right? I mean, not putting the Sawyer behind the Rana itself is already, like, kind of yikes. If you put the Sawyer behind the Rana, you can then 5k to the Anon, so that the Anon hits before any triggers, and he's then forced into hitting defensives because he's on 5 anyway. So him being on 5 means that he's already incentivized to guard everything else, so the 15k Anon is still 5k guard, like, mandatory, and then any drive checks you hit off of that can then go to the Anon for extra pressure. I think is, like, would have been the way to do that.
18.
I mean, this is still a 10k mandatory shield, so it's not awful.
Vanguard will swing 18. Grade 2 order will stand Anon. Since you're at grade 3 or greater, I stand the column, so I stand Soyo as well.
But the other thing is that standing the Rana means that you have literally just lost out on 5k power for no reason. Like, that's now 5k power you just don't have access to, because you're restanding this column, and it's another 18 shield, which is another 10k shield. But if you just boost, like... So you've asked for 10k shield, 10k shield, Vanguard, which is some amount, irrelevant because of drive checks, and then a 15k Rana plus drives, and Rana doesn't have drives on its own. So that's 2 lots of, let's say that Vanguard's always a PG. That's 2 10s and a 5, and the 5 has no drive checks, therefore no pressure. If you had put the Sawyer behind the Rana, you would have been asking for 23, which is 15k shield, then Vanguard, which we say is a PG, and then the Rana again, which is 28 plus drive, which is now at least 20k shield plus drives. Any triggers can then go to the Anon, which is then the last 5k. Like, that is more, you're asking for more shield overall there.
Guard 33 to the pass.
It might not matter.
First check.
Okay.
Second
Yeah.
check. Front trigger. 10k front row.
Very nice.
So now 25k on the Rana without drive.
This is 25.
28.
Yep. And swing 18, 28 Soul Blast. You have to guard with 2 or more from.
28.
Which
33.
he was always going to do because he didn't have the PG. So again, like given that he had all of that in hand, if the Sawyer had been behind the Rana, the seconds in hindsight, with the front, that would have been a 38k column with a drive check. He would then have need to drop 2 triggers just to be 1 to pass with the battle door. Like, that's...
Find wrong.
Yeah.
Find. Then I'll end my turn there.
Stand and draw. Top deck hero. Let's go. Persona ride.
But I do think the game is over anyway here, because you just have no more no more counterblast, no more pieces, no more nothing.
Better, but oh well. So that's a 10k to front, enough CB. Bowman usually counter charges, but this time he'll attack. Let's go. Attack. Energy Blast 2. So wait, we were at 4, go to 7, go to 5 now. Energy Blast 2, I'll play the laser, retire your grade 3.
And here's the thing, like, the minus 10k from laser is good here. But your opponent's on 5 damage. Surely hitting with the bow mean for 18 first, just to force a 10k shield. And go, oh, you don't have a second Freischütz. Again, I admit that Philip has played infinitely more games of Welstra than I have, but I remain adamant that prioritizing the 5 attack pressure is just always good. Like, I can never see a world, like in this situation, right? 5 attacks would have asked for lots of guarding when your opponent's on 5, would have been, he wins here either way. But it would have been more lethal than the minus 10, I think.
33 to 3 twin drive.
No guard.
I mean, yeah, he's boned either way.
Okay, cool.
It just didn't matter. It just didn't matter.
Remove from game and draw. Second.
So yeah, like, I think it's just a case of the turn. Like, I think you could have had it the turn before. If we just, like, organized that a little bit, if we just guarded and organized that a little bit differently. Because the thing about the thing to remember with Mygo in particular is that deck runs out of steam really, really fucking fast. Especially with how aggressive BB Exceed was playing.
Kind of starts much as like in a 20.
Alright, let's jump into game. Let's move forward to game 2.
Right.
Stand and draw. We're gonna ditch a dog, ride, gain 3 energy, draw a card, put the dog into soul, and I'm gonna do the same thing pass turn.
Deny the Anon.
Energy.
There's actually a line of play people have been doing in Mygo where they search the music on turn 1 and then don't actually play it. They wait until turn 2 to play it so that they can guarantee the extra draw card for the Anon. Which is where, like, then being damage denied and then being able to Anon is, like, really shit, right? But I think, like, something that people then forget is that you can still play the music and have the Grade 1 Pine Vanguard and then just boost for 18. And then get the in-soul draw on turn, like, when you ride to grade 3.
Soul. Wrong.
Especially when you're being, like, damage denied. I think having, like, playing 4 copies of the grade 1 music to search an extra Freischütz is, like, really valuable as well.
Grade 2 order.
Yep.
15.
Because here's the thing, like, as he said, his hand is not great. So if you're playing 4 copies of the grade 2 music and trying to, like, rush your opponent down, it needs you to, like, constantly have pieces, which is asking quite a bit.
Okay, find this. Here go.
Stand and draw. Ditch another dog to ride. Put dog into soul. Soul blast the dog. Search. Gain 3 energy. Get Lubid soul. Shuffle.
Again, not like...
Rarely I open with both doggos. I'll take it.
Not cycling the ride line in preparation for the cat here is... I think it definitely matters.
Add this to hand.
It usually won't come up,
Play it. So draw a card.
but it might.
Charge a card. Alrighty. Then we're gonna play Virginia. I'm gonna play this here. We're gonna go 10 to Vanguard.
No guard.
Defensive.
Crit power.
Solid.
On attack, skill, Energy Blast 3, operate the order, so draw a card, and then Virginia skill, Soul Blast 2. Not those two. Those two. Draw a card. So this is going to be 18 trigger to hit.
Go over it.
Meep? Nope. Maximum.
Sand draw.
Again, Maigo only having 1 counterbossing into grade 3 is not great, because they can't anon and music unless they've drawn the music.
Check top 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Add anon to my hand.
So this is another situation where having the 4 copies of Haruhi Kage makes a difference. Because it means you're more likely to like, have the Haruhi Kage on the first grade 3 go first. And like having Haruhi Kage here means that you can play the Haruhi Kage, search the Soyo, and like find the Anon, counterblast for Anon, and go +3, which is just really good, right?
He's going in. He's going in.
Who's got it? Grab grade 2 order.
So yeah, counterblast for Vanguard search there means that you're not counterblasting for Anon. Like, it's both kind of a deck thinning, but I think in this scenario, like, I think Anon's plus is just more valuable. Like, yeah, you can Soul Blast 1, pull out the Rana, and just have 3 lines with no back row, so that you're not, like, gonna get Welsh, like,
I'm going to
board
play
isn't gonna get
Soul
Welsh
Blast
all over.
And then Soul Blast for Rana.
Sounds good.
But you're just not plussing as hard. That's the important thing here. Like,
15
you're not
damage.
gaining any value out of this.
Yeah, we're going to no guard that. Crit power to Vanguard.
And given how Philip's been playing, like,
26.
if you
Thank you for
if
the
you
information.
commit Attacky at this point, the chance of it being retired before anything attacks is quite low. So you still would have given yourself access to 10k shield for the first attack, which I think is relevant.
We'll go no guard. We're going to risk it.
Ooh,
First check.
Sonoride,
Second check.
second Anon.
Oh, I need to go to a casino later. Holy fucking shit.
Oh, he needs to take the damage first, right? Oh no, you got defensive, right?
Yeah, rear. And dice.
Yeah, looting for the Gina's not ideal either.
And then I'll swing. Get
Rana, 20 to 20.
No guard.
Yeah?
Maximum. Saw that coming.
So find end of turn. This will disappear, and that is your go.
Alright. Stand and draw. We will... It's not really worth it, yeah. Everything else I'd want. Card and Soul is now that.
Should be 2.
So we're gonna ditch Lubid Soul to ride. And we're gonna gain 3 energy, and we're not going to use the ride skill.
Interesting.
Because there's actually no point.
Because your one of Freischweiss is out.
We're just gonna go straight into the divine skill. So counterblast 1, put laser and maximum into order zone.
Oh, he's playing 2,
Operate
okay.
Lubid Soul, so look at top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thinking 1 sec.
Probably the Bobomine?
That's a very interesting hand, so we're gonna have to go that route. We're gonna call a perfect guard to the front row.
Interesting. And then bounce it with Lubetzel. Yeah, Freischütz. I get that, but This is like not a lot of pressure coming in then. Again, this is where Troller would have been really, really solid. You have one extra counterblock, like you've been able to search, get the Bobomine instead off of the Lubetzel, which pays for the Troller.
Gain 3 energy, draw a card. Energy Blast 7, draw a card. Thinking 1 sec. Bowman here.
Has to be a Freiheit. It has to be a Freiheit. You are pretty boned if it's not a Freiheit.
That's too useful right now. We'll just play Freiheit, don't not activate his skill.
That's fine.
And think about patterns of attacks.
So you're definitely boosting the PG with the Bobomine to be 14 into 3, which is a, you know,
we are 2 energy.
everything told is a pretty shit number.
With a 14 to Vanguard. I know.
There's also actually a line. I'm not sure if it's ideal, but there is a line where you swing with Freiheit, Soul Blast 2 to draw a card off of the Lubetzel, not the Freiheit Maximum. Or you can activate the Freiheit Maximum just to get the -5, just that the other column hits. But then when Vanguard attacks, then Vanguard's Energy Blast 2 operate Freiheit Maximum to bounce the PG at that timing. As in, like, Freiheit, PG, Vanguard, Freiheit Maximum. Because then at least Freiheit operating the maximum gives you an extra 5k, which is, you know, it turns the PG column from a 14k into a 19k, which is like, it's 10k shield, slightly harder to guard. Like, it forces BBXT to have the tacky in his hand, effectively.
It is what it is.
Or they just take the damage, which is also pretty feasible, but yeah. Because, like, the argument here is that you would then be Energy Blasting 2 to Freischütz on the PG with the Vanguard swing next, so that you have a stout front row for front triggers, but then you're pretty much pigeonholed at that point to Energy Blast, Soul Blast 2 on the Freiheit to draw a card of Lubetzel. Whereas instead you could have maneuvered in such a way that it would have been -10k to the Vanguard during this turn. That was an option. It just means that you lose trigger value. I'm not necessarily sure which is better myself, you know, like,
Bowman's gonna go to Soul.
I would probably need like 20-30 seconds of thought as well to figure that out, and I'm not sure I would.
Blast 2, operate maximum.
I'm not convinced I would get the right answer, but it just was a thought.
Bounce the perfect card back to my hand, make maximum into a unit. So this is
Yeah.
gonna be 31 to 8.
So yeah, I think like maneuvering such a way that you get the extra 5k to the board off of the second Freischütz operation could have been, I think,
Second
worth
step
it.
is gonna be a Knights.
The argument against it is that your opponent's on 1 damage, and they were probably taking a bunch of damage this turn anyway, like no guarding everything.
On attack, Soul Blast.
So
2.
forcing extra soul from their hand was probably irrelevant.
Yep. These 2. We're gonna operate Lubetzel to draw a card. So it's gonna be 28 to 8.
But then my argument there is that I want them to like be forced to take a bunch of damage and go to like 4 or 5, so that I can, you know, threaten the end of game much more easily.
The other attack?
33. So you need a 25
Twen-
for this and a
right? Or do you get
30
front?
for this.
Oh, you got a front, yeah.
I will take this. Critical trigger, power.
Cool. I will not activate Bowman. And then this is going to be 33 for a 20k shield.
I will guard with a front for 20k.
Cool. Maximum is going to go back to Order Zone. When it does, this is going to go into Soul, and I'll draw 1 more card. And pass turn.
We've seen Lyco with Persona, right?
Uh,
2 counter blast is enough for search music and Anon. So we'll see if he has the pieces to go for full board restand here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9's chunky. It's not a lot, but it's chunky. You've got Soul to pull out of Bind and double Guard Restrict.
Going to E-Blast 7.
So I think it's not an awful line here. I don't know about E-Blast 7. I would have considered Soul Blast 2, pull from Bind first, Counter Blast off the Anon, see what you get, and then Energy Blast, and then decide what music to search for.
And then Anon.
Obviously, we don't know like what the rest of his hand is. To know like what piece he does or doesn't have.
3, 5.
Finds tacky.
What's it called? Taki.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna Counter Blast and go back into the back.
So he's probably finding grade 2 music there.
Another grade 2.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing Soya's.
So he's, yeah, missing Soyo.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
It's gonna be 1, 2, 3.
2, 1, 3.
So in that case, without the double guard restrict from the Soyo, I unironically think there's an argument to throwing your first 33k swing at the fry height here. Unironically. Because, like, if you go the first round attack's going to be 33, right? Because 15 plus 8 plus Persona. 33 is already 25k shield, which is a really awkward number to begin with. And your opponent's on 3, and they'll probably take the guaranteed 1 to hit a defensive on. So taking out the fry height means that Wellstra has a harder time making a board next turn, harder time like pushing its advantage in its combo, and leaving him on 3 means that when you restand the column with drive checks, you are now putting him at the mercy of going crit for lethal. I really do see argument to going rear at rear here.
I'm going to.
Because the other thing as well is that without the... we'll talk about that in a moment, but without the grade 3 music, you are not going... there's just zero way Mygo wins the game on this turn, right? So instead of trying to just instantly win the game by pushing damage, I think by taking out the fry height, you give yourself a better chance of deconstructing his next turn, which then gives you a better chance of actually making the board to win the game the turn after.
A Solon crit, and then battle phase. I'm gonna swing 18 skill plus 5, 23 damage.
We're gonna go no guard.
Do you need Persona right? Shouldn't it be 33?
Alright. Vanguard's gonna swing 13.
He Persona Road, didn't he, this turn? Am I crazy?
This is gonna go into soul, and I'll draw one more card. And pass turn.
Draw. Persona.
Okay, he did Persona right, so yeah, he's
Do
missed.
what you gotta do.
Skill plus to stand the.
Didn't you
column,
persona ride?
And
There we go. Yeah, at least one of us is smart enough to quote it.
I did. Yeah, I'm kind of dumb.
Been there, done that, so you don't have to apologize to me.
There you go. So 23.
Yeah, this is 23. My bad. Stand the column. And then.
Philip hitting the defensive is very good.
Okay, we're gonna go 2 to pass.
First check. Rana. Second check. Crits.
Crit is good. Crit to Rana, power to Anon.
Give all effects Rana. I will go 18, 28, 38, 43, crit 2, 1 drive.
Okay, I guess
Perfect guard with that.
yeah, your opponent hitting the defensive.
Gonna...
I think power to the Rana there was probably okay. Should it be... Wait.
38.
How many did he say that was?
I will go 18, 28, 38, 43, crit 2, 1.
48. You forgot the +5 from Rana.
we'll perfect guard that.
PG, so the number doesn't matter.
That's just one to use. We're gonna discard a 9s.
Man, we're throwing out wrong numbers left and right here.
Drop check. Grade 2 order.
Yep.
And then this is going to be 24 at the rear guard.
We'll go 20, 30.
So you still got the rear in the end. But again, you see what I mean about first attack being 33k into a 10 base, like that 20 would not have been enough to save that Freiheit. And you can see that Philip clearly wanted that Freiheit on the board. So throwing that extra piece of pressure at the Freiheit, it also means that he wouldn't have hit the defensive, so the Vanguard swing would have been a bit more threatening, which is again pretty huge.
Yeah. I'm gonna soul in the
and I think
just to get power somewhere.
Anon has to attack Vanguard to draw.
Turn, my order will disappear.
Nope. Okay.
Cards in hand.
So yeah, Anon could have swung at the rear as well, but
A lot. So let me 4, 8, 12.
Cool. Stand and draw. We're gonna. We're gonna Persona Ride.
Okay, you did Persona Ride. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get Bowman on the board. Shuffle the rest.
I'll go 1, 2, 3.
And then we're gonna call a 9s from hand. We're going to go straight into the battle phase. We're going to attack with Vanguard, boost its skill, Energy Blast 2, operate the laser, retire your rear guard, neck 10 your Vanguard, please take a damage.
No trigger.
So this is going to be 41 Twin Drive Vanguard.
I will Perfect Guard, and I will discard a grade 1 order.
Sounds good. First check is going to be a Freiheit. Second check is going to be a Lubetzel.
No triggers is good. You probably take this.
In order.
Actually, no, you take the Freiheit swing because it's going to -5 you again. 30k shield. Just drop the 2 crits.
How much is the other column?
Also 28, but you will be negging 5 when he attacks.
Which is why you guard this one and take the other one.
I'm at 8. This is 28, so I need 25.
No, you're at 3.
Let's go. Start guard step. Hockey from my hand will bind for +10. And then guard with a...
Nope, that's not enough.
So that puts you back to 13, and then... No, that's the same number.
Yep, you're 5k short. Drop the front. Yeah, there we go.
Front.
Alright. I will not activate Bowman. Attack with Freiheit skill. Soul Blast 2. Operate maximum, so neck 5 you one more time. And then maximum skill, Cannon Blast 1. Bounce her back to hand, make him a unit. And then her skill, Soul Blast 2. Draw a card. So this is going to be 28 to -2.
So 30k shield makes you even.
Guard, crit.
Yep.
Crit, heal.
Okay. Bowman's going to go to Soul. Going to countercharge 1. And then 33 to -2.
Go to 5. Damage check Persona.
Maximum is going to go in the order zone. Ice is going to go into Soul. I'll draw another card. And it's past turn.
Probably would have just taken the Freiheit there. Because the 3 triggers you dropped would have been enough to guard the Freischütz anyway. And a trigger would have saved... Hitting a defensive would have saved you a trigger in hand and asked for a 5k instead. Second Persona Ride is huge, especially for Mygo. Can he find all his pieces to make a board though?
Going to activate Vanguard skill, Soul Blast. Pull 2 from Bind. Calling Anon. I will call...
Oh, I don't know if I like Taki there. Because you really want Soyo there.
B1, B5, 3, 5. I will hit Soyo.
That was fine, the Soyo. There's no way he's missing Rana. If you were missing Rana, you would definitely have called out of the bind zone. So it's kind of weird that he's not putting the Soyo... Like, again, he has enough soul
I'm gonna go back in.
to double like, guard restrict this Rana here. Yeah, so he definitely got the Rana in hand because he's going for the grade 3 song. So Soyo not being behind the Rana is pretty questionable, I think. Because also, like, the first Rana swing is bigger than the first Anon swing. So you want the guard trick on the bigger swing without the drives, and then the one with the drives, right?
I will call Rana, and then I will call one more Soyo. Skill,
Ooh.
give 5k over to the Rana.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the second Sawyer.
The
That's
battle phase.
that's good.
And 28 Soul Blast for the battle door.
28 Balador.
28 Baldor's not great though, because like it stops him from using a front, but he just goes trigger like crit and 5k anyway, which is pretty efficient. And we know he's got the 5k Bajina in hand.
Well, no guard.
Oh, okay. So forcing that no guard there is pretty useful.
18, 28, 33, and then 5k more, 38.
38.
This is already impossible to one card guard.
43 guard.
Yep.
Vanguard will swing 28.
Do you like the 5k Tavan? 5k Tavan I can definitely get behind.
Oof. Fun.
There's no reason not to PG this, I think, if you have one. Because when the Rana restands, it's going to be what?
33,
20,
38.
35, 43.
2 to pass for 43.
First
Yeah.
check. No trigger.
The Rana being 43 is still,
Rana,
like,
no trigger.
Man, I could have saved 2 cards. Damn.
guardable within, like, one trigger pass.
Grade 3 orders skill. I will discard a grade 1 order.
Mhm.
And all my rears.
No, Rana's bigger
Columns
than that,
get,
actually. 20,
so
30,
all rears
40,
get 5k.
48.
So the columns
Rana
get
would have been
50.
53, which is actually a little bit harder to guard, thinking about it.
18, 28,
Purple
38,
guard.
48, 1 drop.
But then, yeah, here's where the guard trick would have been huge, right?
PG.
Yep.
You would have ripped an extra card out of his hand.
28, 38, battle door. Soul Blast.
38.
Yep.
2 kitties, 4 cards from ride line back to ride line. 53.
40k shield, yep.
What is... Oh, yeah, you Soul Blast. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
You had them moved away, so I thought they were in the...
No. I always put them to the side because of exactly that.
Alright,
So
barely
end of-
survives.
So end of battle, bind, draw. End of turn, bind that. End of turn, bind that. Great, the order goes away, and that is your go.
Stand and draw. Well, that's a fun card. In the wrong moment.
Got 7 cards in hand. I think you can push for lethal here if you, even without Persona.
Get that, but that's not gonna do me anything.
Yeah, Fry Height. There's no point in counter
I
blasting
do
one for
have
Fry Height. Don't forget to energy charge, by the way.
And there's not much to do right now, other than just plop. So gain 3, lose 2. Neck 10 your Vanguard, retire your rear guard. So 23 to 3.
I will go 38 too.
Whoa,
First check, Eins. Second check, crit trigger. All effects of this one.
correct. And then go with that one. Not
So this
using.
one's going to be 28 to 3.
Do you not have the soul? He's only got 2 soul? I thought you had 3 soul. Because you Persona. Oh, he didn't Persona ride, right, that's why.
I'm going to do Bobomane. Nah, I don't need to do Bobomane. I got more no CB.
But if you do bomb with the soul, you'd be able to.
Soul Blast 2.
Okay, he only has 2, not 3, sure. So the soul didn't
Next
matter.
5, bounce the hand, counterblast 1. Make him a unit. So this is only going to be 10, but you're at -2.
-2 should it be?
1.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I will
Yeah.
guard 20.
And then 23 to -2.
30k shield. Doesn't have it.
Holy shit.
Doesn't have the heal. Okay, so you pulled that out.
Yeah. My last cards were Rana, so.
My next check was a crit, so I'm not healing out of that. And I still had my OT somewhere. Holy shit, the next 6 cards were crit, front crit.
All right, so that was that. I mean, like, I think the overall like macro play from these two players was really good. Like, you know, BBXC's been playing for ages. He knows what he's doing. Philip's been playing for ages. He knows what he's doing. I think in these situations, like everything I've been saying in like this last hour has just been like really small, like, you know, going from like 98% to 99%. And I fully admit that I can only point these out and see them because I'm watching it after the fact and I've got more time to think about it. Like, you know, if I was in his position, like making these plays, I might have gotten those calls right, but I probably would have gotten other calls wrong. So, like, you know, I'm not specifically like trying to prove any superiority here, but I definitely am putting out like it's worth noting like things like those, especially like when you consider like, you know, oh, if you like again in game one, I think if Philip had taken that risk on the run or rearguard drive check, he would have been able to like maybe end the game that turn instead of like, you know, not having an extra body or like, you know, pushing a little bit with weaker numbers. Again, like having call like, you know, yeah, everything's hindsight. Like I totally agree. Like, but I think it's still worth pointing out, like, you know, knowing like, okay, if you had taken that risk, which was I think still in, you know, again in hindsight, a smart risk to take, you would have had an extra Bergina in hand. You had 3 counterblast open. You weren't going for the 5th attack with the second Freischütz, so you still had the counterblast to call the Bergina and manually, like, you know, put an extra like counterblast 1, put an extra -5 onto his Vanguard. Like that could have won you the game that turn. I think it's definitely worth like pursuing lines like that. Anyway, we still don't have the VOD from Akuza, unfortunately. Or do we have it? Who was Akuza playing again that week? American football. Let's see if I have that one. I do not have it. Unfortunate. Let me... Alright, as much as I'd like to watch Akuza versus American football, you know, the 3-hour grind game, which apparently is also a good game, we don't have the VOD, so we won't be able to. Very sad. But I think it's fine to just leave it there. You know, we've covered 2.5 best of 3 sets, which I'm pretty happy with overall. I can't complain. And we even still have one left. Like, there's another game of this set left. We have this, which is... That's Peter. Peter versus Anna, so I might save that for content, ? Who knows? Maybe. We will see. But yeah, that is going to be it for now, I think. So... yeah, let's call it a night. You know, we still have one more week to go. Again, I will try to make 9 videos, maybe even 9 streams. No promises, but maybe 9 X's worth of content over the coming week or so. So stay tuned for that. And we're very, very nearly done with VPL. So yeah, once again, I just want to thank everyone for participating so far. Thank everyone for following the content, following the streams pretty much every week. It's gonna be looking forward to the very end of it. So let's see. Is anyone else playing Vanguard right now? I doubt it. No one ever is this late in the night. What a surprise. What a surprise. Alright. So, let's call it a night. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.